What's going on, guys? Welcome to Zach Milne Talks Live. That's right. Show has a little bit of a makeover. That angle is crooked. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. That's a little better. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Zach Milne Talks Live. This is the live show we do on the Zach Milne Talks Movies channel. And I totally forgot to turn, guys. Okay, this is going great. I forgot to turn the lights on. One sec, guys. One sec. There we go. As you can see, made some arrangements to the show, did some different things. So I was kind of just going all over the place before the show started. But what do you guys think of the new logo? What do you guys think of the new look? We got some people in here. Let's see what they're saying. Hey, we got Lisbeth in here. Hello, Zach. How's it going? Going pretty good, Lisbeth. Thank you for joining us tonight. Good to see you here. Adrian Diaz. Hi, Zach. Good to see you again. Well, good to see you too, Adrian. Thank you so much for joining. And this is a great time to welcome everyone watching live. Welcome everyone who's watching the replay. And of course, welcome everyone who's listening over at the Zach Milne Talks Movies podcast. This show might seem not very different to you guys listening, but for the visuals and for people watching, this is going to be a different show. And that podcast, guys, is available on Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Samsung Podcasts, wherever you can get podcasts is where it is found. All right, guys. We got a fun show tonight, guys. We got I haven't given my reviews for She-Hulk episode 2 and 3 yet, so I figured we'd do that here. We got D23 coming up. We're definitely going to talk about some of those predictions. And guys, we can do some fun stuff on this now. If let me see if I can pull this up. This is a great example. One sec. First time doing this. There's probably going to be some technical difficulties throughout this stream, but there we go. How do you like that, guys? I can share screens with you. We can watch some videos. We're definitely going to talk about this because this was bizarre. Did Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine? I honestly don't know, but I'm excited to talk about it with you guys. So this is going to be a fun show. As you can see, we also got dual camera angles now. Hello up there. That's pretty cool. This is the behind the scenes shot a little bit. There's my water. You can get a better look at what's going on behind me, more of the room. Just some fun little things that I spent all weekend looking up and testing out, and I hope you guys like it. What we got here? We got Adrian Diaz saying, "Can't wait to see what they'll show at D23." Me too, man. Me too. I'm so excited to see what they got. Lisbeth, Thursday and Friday is about to be packed with movies and TV. I know. I was looking at the schedule. Like Pinocchio's out tomorrow. Love and Thunder goes on Disney Plus as well. What else is coming out? I still haven't watched Rings of Power. I haven't gotten around to watching Rings of Power. D23 is packed. There's just so much stuff coming out this weekend. And Cobra Kai is next week, I believe. Yeah, so just lots of stuff. Definitely not going to be bored throughout this next week. All right, guys, and as we dive in, if you haven't been to the show before, just want to break down how it goes. We're going to go through some predetermined topics to begin with. We're going to go through your live questions, and at the very end of the show, we're just going to take all your live comments and questions. And if you guys feel like you are in supportive mood, if you want to support the channel, you can send in a super chat. Any amount that you send in is greatly appreciated, but do not feel obligated. You do not have to send one in. We'll get to your question regardless. But if you feel like helping out the channel, supporting the Zach Milne Talks Movies channel and the Zach Milne Talks Live show, greatly appreciated. And Adrian Diaz, Cobra Kai is this week on Friday. It is on Friday? Wait, Cobra Kai is this Friday? I thought it was next week. Oh my goodness. I definitely should have looked up that a little bit more. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, yeah, Friday is stacked. Yeah, oh my goodness. Definitely going to be watching Cobra Kai. All right, guys. Let's kick this off real quick with She-Hulk because I was going to do I wanted to do weekly reviews for She-Hulk. I've fallen way behind. Yeah, episode 2 was so short. I didn't really feel like I had much I wanted to say in a video. And then I felt like episode 3 was going to be the thing that completed it. I thought it was going to be like a part 1, part 2 kind of feeling. And that's exactly how it felt to me. So I just never got around to actually doing that. So let's talk about She-Hulk episode 2, Superhuman Law. I really liked this episode. It was short, like I mentioned before, but I thought it was a great way of bringing She-Hulk into her own. I love the way that they dealt with the end of episode 1 when Titania came in and She-Hulk saved the people and saved the jurors from the bench that she threw at them, and how that got her fired because it was biased. The jury was seen as biased to them winning the court case. I thought all that played really well. Her getting accepted into this new firm that she was actually were actually the opponents that she was facing off against in the first case. I thought that was really great. I loved bringing Emil Blonsky back. I thought the way that they played this was fantastic, especially how he kind of made his case, and he actually made a really compelling case. How he was like, "Hey, like I was working for the government, I was under orders. They pumped me with this stuff, and then it just took over. It took over me. Like I didn't have any control. I believed him. I felt bad for him, and I've never felt bad for Abomination. So that was really good. And Tim Roth's performance, I thought, was fantastic. I liked the little Bruce cameo that we got in this episode as well when he's talking. I mean, you knew they were gonna have a joke like this, but when he tells the joke of, oh, Blonsky, that's all behind me. I'm a completely different person now. I mean, it was you knew it was coming, but it was funny. It played really well. And then the reveal that he's actually on the ship, the ship taking him to Sakaar. That was an interesting reveal. I don't know where they're going with that. I've seen people online saying World War Hulk. I don't know enough of World War Hulk to say if that's where they're going or not, or what I think they're doing. But I really thought this episode was pretty solid. I love the family dynamic we got with Tatiana Masley, what's the character's name? Jennifer Walters. I love the family dynamic we got with Jennifer Walters at the beginning of the episode. And overall, it was just a fun episode, but it was like 20 minutes long. It was not a long episode. And the ending, the tag of it, where they showed Abomination and Wong fighting, like we saw in Shang-Chi in that underground tournament, that led right into episode 3, Emil Blonsky versus the People. I thought this episode was gold. I really enjoyed this episode. This episode is where I felt like they really started to have fun with the MCU. Like I wanted to see this show have fun with it. I loved the B plot of this Asgardian elf that was shapeshifting to look like Megan Thee Stallion, which this might be, you guys might get mad at me for this. I had no idea who Megan Thee Stallion was. This is the very first time I've ever heard her name. So I didn't know if it was a made up character or what was going on. But regardless, even though I didn't know who she was, I thought that this B plot played very funny. I loved everything about it. I loved when the elf was in the courtroom and she was giving Thor's speech of Asgard is not a place, it's a people. And the judge was just like, Thor's speeches, they're not allowed in here. They're not going to get you out of this mess. I thought all of that played really well. I love the way that they brought Wong into this episode as well. I thought that was really good. The way that he admits that he broke out Abomination against his will, which does it's interesting that it doesn't look like it was against his will in Shang-Chi, but he does willingly go back to his prison cell. So I guess there's some truth there. And of course, the end tag on this episode that everyone's talking about when She-Hulk gets down with Megan Thee Stallion and they twerk. So many people are up in arms about this. I mean, it was funny. I chuckled. I thought it was funny. I enjoyed the bit. It was a post credit scene. It wasn't really like in the episode, so I was fine with it. Overall, they did introduce a mystery though into the final episode when we have this wrecking crew who mugged an Asgardian construction worker. I thought that was kind of funny, going after She-Hulk, and they're trying to get like her blood. It looked like they were trying to pierce her skin with some needle, and they're saying like, "Oh, the boss ain't gonna be happy about this." So who's the boss? I feel like it's the leader, right? Because that's also an end that wasn't tied up at the end of the Incredible Hulk. So I feel like they're bringing that character back, and I feel like it's very likely that he's the boss character that they're talking about. But overall, I think episode 3 is where She-Hulk. That's what I'm looking for out of this show. I thought it had a lot of fun with the MCU. I had a lot of fun with the world. It was actually a really good runtime too. It was only like half an hour long, so it worked really well for the runtime. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing where the rest of the show goes. What did you guys think of these last 2 episodes of She-Hulk? Did you enjoy them? Is the show not working for you? Comment down below. Let me know. I'd love to hear all your thoughts and opinions. And without further ado, let's take a look at what you guys are saying. All right, where are we at? All right, Lisbeth. Cobra Kai season 5 is awesome. Yeah, I saw on Twitter. You saw it. You saw it. I'm slightly jealous of you, Lisbeth. I'm slightly jealous. I'll get to see it Friday, so that's okay, but I am slightly jealous of you that you got to see it this early. And to hear that it's awesome makes me happy. Luke Ponto, my man Zach, what is going on? What's going on, man? Not much. I actually got around to watching a couple of movies this past weekend. I had a long weekend. It was Labor Day. It might have been Labor Day for the states too. I have no idea. But yeah, I saw a couple classics. I watched The Sandlot for the first time. Saw Commando, which like I gotta catch up on my Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. So that was one that was very interesting, a lot of fun. What else did I watch? Passengers. Yeah, just it's just been very chill around the household, man. Just watching some good stuff. Hope you're doing well. Adrian Diaz. Mostly all the She-Hulk episodes are going to be short, I suppose. Yeah, they said early on that this was going to be a half-hour sitcom in the MCU. I guess what I thought was they were going to take that half hour literally. I was expecting these episodes to be like 40, 45 minutes long and then stop at 30 minutes and have the rest be credits like they usually do, but it's ended up being like the whole episode in total is 34 minutes long. The previously on is about 2 minutes long, and then the episode itself ends up being like 23 minutes long in total, which without commercials is the standard sitcom length. But I don't know. I thought they'd be a little bit longer. Episode 2, I felt it. Episode 2 felt like it ended abruptly. Episode 3 was much smoother. It felt like it had more of a conclusion. Luke Ponto. I still haven't watched She-Hulk, but honestly, from what I've been hearing, I really don't care at this point. It's a fun little show. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be. It's breezy. It's not exactly, um, you know, you don't have to think much when you watch it. It's a very easy watch. It just has fun within the MCU world, and I'm really enjoying it for that. Elizabeth, the Hawkeye joke got me. Yeah, that was really good when the dad was like, Hawkeye, does he clean up all those arrows? Because that seems like a hazardous situation. I really liked all that banter. I love the way they're playing with the civilians in the MCU. Like She-Hulk is kind of the first thing in the MCU that we really get to see what the people of the MCU are thinking, what they're going through. I also thought that montage that they had of everyone, all the guys complaining about She-Hulk, all these women, all that kind of stuff, that was fun commentary on the fandom of our world. You know that Marvel has such a hand on the pulse of the fandom, the good and the bad side apparently. And yeah, they kind of they played a good one on those people, if you ask me. It was really funny. Luke Ponto. I saw The Invitation and Beast last weekend as part of National Cinema Day. The Invitation was meh, but Beast was freaking awesome. Yeah, I enjoyed Beast. I mean, I got a review on here. I don't think it's great. Like, I don't think it was amazing, but I had a fun time watching it while I was there. The Invitation I have not seen. I had someone at work talk about it, and she said it was just awful, just horrible. So I have no interest in seeing it. You know what I saw actually for the National Cinema Day? I saw the Spider-Man No Way Home More Fun Cut Edition, more stuff added, whatever they're calling that thing, the More Fun Stuff Edition. It was fun. Like you're not getting what I think a lot of people want to get out of that, which is it's not like 30 extra minutes of Andrew and Toby and Tom all together. Like it doesn't have any. It has maybe 2 more minutes, a minute and a half of Andrew and Toby. But what they give you is funny. It's just more conversation on the Statue of Liberty. The rest of it's mostly just deleted scenes that were inserted into the movie, like I figured it was gonna be. But some of them played really well. The first act of the movie, the pacing suffers a little bit by inserting those scenes, and some of them you can see why they were deleted. Some of them actually wish were kept in the film, but some of them most of them actually you can see why they were deleted. But I had a fun time watching that in theaters. The theater, like nothing competes to seeing something in the theater, and Spider-Man No Way Home on the big screen will never be beat by just watching it at home. Could be the last time I see it in theaters. I'm glad I got to check it out, and the additional stuff was more fun. Gotta give them credit where credit's due. That's good marketing. Lisbeth, The Sandlot is such a classic. Solid 8 out of 10. Yeah, I was very surprised as to what The Sandlot actually was. I had fun with it though. Like I wish I had saw it when I was young. I wish I had saw it when I was the intended age to see it. But for like what it was, like most of it was just these boys imagining this big giant beast in a backyard while they try to receive their baseball from it. I thought all that stuff was very imaginative. I could imagine just loving that as a little boy. But even the coming of age story, I really appreciated in The Sandlot. I don't know if I'd go as high. I don't have nostalgia attached to it, but it was a solid movie. I enjoyed it. Lisbeth, I wonder what I wonder what they will do with all these Disney Plus supers like Kate Bishop, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, etc. I have my theories on some of these. Some of them I will get into with D23, but like I do think Young Avengers is coming. I think She-Hulk is one that will get integrated into the films. I think Moon Knight's going to stay on Disney Plus. Moon Knight just seems like he's an isolated character. It's almost like he's not in the MCU, and I feel like they could keep it that way. Just keep him isolated, keep him in his own little bubble on Disney Plus. I don't really see him getting into the Avengers world, if that makes sense. But we'll see. We'll see. Adrian Diaz. That's a good one, Zach, with the leader. I feel like they're doing the same thing with Hawkeye when they introduced Kingpin at the end. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've heard some people also say that it could be Val, who was what's her name? Louis Dreyfus's character that showed up in Falcon and Winter Soldier for the first time, collecting all the people. I've seen people say that. I've seen people say Kingpin. Um, I really think it's gonna be the leader. I just feel like that makes the most sense, at least to me. Because so far She-Hulk has been almost like the unofficial sequel spinoff to the Incredible Hulk. Like the Incredible Hulk for a long time was the black sheep of the MCU. Edward Norton wasn't Hulk anymore. They didn't really address anything from Incredible Hulk until until Thunderbolt Ross came in Civil War. But up until that point, like it was almost like it didn't exist. So now that they've brought back Emil Blonsky, they brought back Tim Roth. I think they can really play with the Incredible Hulk world and bring more aspects of that into the MCU. And I feel like this is the perfect time to bring the what am I even saying? Bring the leader back. Bring the leader back. Continue that storyline. Lisbeth, you're killing me, Smalls. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I I love what was that guy? Was his name Benny? I want to say his name was Benny. I I liked Benny how he stood up for Smalls because I identified with Smalls when I was growing up. That was the kind of kid I was. That was when within my friend group I was Smalls. I was uncoordinated. I was not cool, and I wasn't the smallest one, but like I was the one that got picked on for sure. And I liked his relationship with the older guy and how he kind of protected him from the boys and brought him into the fold in the first place. Luke Ponto, you play baseball like a girl. Yeah, I found it so funny that that was the line that set that kid off. I mean, like they were saying so no what was really funny. I burst out laughing when this happened is when they were playing against those boys and I can't remember what the kid's name is, but he's the one that's behind. I don't know nothing about baseball, so he's the one standing behind the guy with the bat, catching the ball, whatever that's called, and he's messing with them as to make them mess up their hits. And I love when he was like, "Is that your sister out there in the field? She naked?" And the guy just like loses it on him. I thought that was hilarious. I loved that. That was so funny. That was a good movie. All right, guys. Let's move on. This isn't really so much a topic as it is something I want to just like talk about. And I mean, you guys have seen this for sure. But and usually I don't get into this kind of stuff on the show, but it's so bizarre. I just want to know what happened. Did Harry Styles actually spit on Chris Pine? If you guys haven't seen this, I don't know how you couldn't have seen this yet. Um, Harry Styles showed up in Venice at the film festival where they were showing "Don't Worry, Darling" for the first time, and he went and took his seat next to Chris Pine, and it really looks like, and I don't know why he would have any reason to do this. It looks like he spits on Chris Pine. I gave a demonstration of this at the beginning of the stream, so you guys probably already know this is coming. But let's watch this for a quick second. Tell me what you guys see. Tell me what you guys see in this clip because I find it completely just fascinating. So there's Chris Pine. He's in his seat. He's fine. Shout out to Wade Connick on YouTube who put this video out. Here comes Harry Styles. Right there. Right there. He doesn't address Chris Pine. He doesn't say anything, but it looks like he spits on him. Right there. His lips look kind of it looks like he blows air. He blows something out of his mouth. And Chris Pine's just sitting there, completely fine, lands in his lap. He looks down. He stops clapping. He looks like someone who just got spit. He looks like he's annoyed. Like he looks like, and look at his face. He's like, "Wow, can't believe that he just did that." Like he can't do anything about that right now. He can't punch Harry Styles like in front of the world at this premiere. And Harry Styles like doesn't address it, doesn't talk to Chris. Like he just goes about his way, and Chris is just left there. I am so confused by this video. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I mean, I know there's been a lot of drama. There's been said drama on the Don't Worry Darling set apparently, but this was weird. This was so weird. And I'm a Harry Styles fan. Like I like him. I like his music. I don't see why he would do this, but I mean, it looks like he spits something. I don't know, guys. What do you think? What do you think about this whole situation? I just find it so bizarre. So bizarre. Let's see what you guys are saying about this. All right. Whoops. Well, like I said, some technical difficulties may happen. Lisbeth, that pool scene was hula? That pool scene was hula? Did you mean hilarious? Oh yeah, yeah. Lisbeth, that pool scene was hilarious. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I don't want this to be like a spoiler spoiler stream for Sandlot, however old movie, 40 years old, whatever it is. It's not 40 years old, but it's probably like 20, 30 years old. But that scene, I couldn't believe that happened when that kid goes to the deep end and drowns to get the lifeguard's attention. And then when she's giving him mouth to mouth, he just full on makes out with her. My jaw was on the floor. There was just some things in kids' movies back in the 90s that you could get away with that you could not get away with nowadays. That kid's like 12, she was like 20. It was weird. It was so bizarre. Luke Ponto, how excited are you for Deadpool 3? I'm pretty excited for Deadpool 3. It's not like my most anticipated thing out there. I really like the first two movies. I don't love Deadpool, but I enjoy watching the movies. And I'm just really excited because Fox is now bought by Disney. I'm just really excited to see how they play with that. I just want Deadpool 3 to be like a savage take on Disney and everything that's going on in Disney. I want the deep cuts all the way down to who's running it, Bob Chapek at the moment, which not too many people are happy with if you've read into those kind of stories. I want just the surface level stuff, how he's now going to be in the MCU. I want to make jokes about that. I want to make jokes about just I just want the craziest stuff. You know what I want? You know the beginning of, I think it's Austin Powers Goldmember, when Austin Powers has all those surprise cameos and he's going through like the movie lot. I want that to be the opening of like Deadpool 3. Like just going through the Disney lot and just seeing every single person imaginable. I think that would be a lot of fun, and Deadpool just destroying them. I think that would be great. Lisbeth, I'm not sure. I mean, people will just take things out of context. That's a good point too. I mean, you can't physically see anything come out of Harry's mouth. That's the thing. It's just the way that his lips are perched. It looks like he blows, and it looks like Chris Pine has something land in his lap and he reacts to it. He reacts to it in a way that he looks annoyed, or he can't believe that someone would do something that childish. That's the way I took it. That's what makes it so bizarre, is the fact that there's no straightforward answer. Like, you don't know what happened. It's such a mystery, Lisbeth. But maybe he did. Yeah, I'm not saying that he did. That's for sure. I don't know if he did. I'd be surprised if he did. Um, I want the behind the scenes story. I want the behind the scenes movie of whatever happened on this set for him to get to that point. That's for sure. If he did in fact do that, Don't Worry Darling, I feel so bad for that movie, because I feel like the cast has just kind of destroyed its reputation before it's even come out in theaters. I mean, it wasn't getting great reviews out of Venice Film Festival that I saw when it was all coming out. But yeah, that movie just has such bad taste around it right now. Adrian Diaz. Chris was talking about what Will Smith did to Chris Rock, and he didn't want to do the same thing to Harry. Oh, Chris was thinking about what Will Smith did to Chris Rock, and he didn't want to do the same thing to Harry. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even a confrontational guy. Like, I would classify myself as a pacifist, but if he spat on me like in the middle of this press conference in front of the world, I would want to hammer the guy out. Like I'd want to I don't even know if that's a phrase. I would want to punch him. I would want to slap him. So I wouldn't be surprised if Chris was thinking about Chris Rock and thought, that didn't work out so well for Will, so I don't think I should. Plus, he'd have the directioners and all those fans like coming at him. You don't want that. Elizabeth, I mean, Chris did stop clapping like he was furious or something. That's the part that really gets me is the fact that he stops clapping because he looks down and he stops clapping as if something just happened and he's annoyed. And that's the part that really gets me is the fact that he stops in the middle of a clap to look down and looks annoyed. That's yeah, I agree with that, man. Malcolm, aka Mr. Awesome. Well, welcome, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us tonight. What films do you think that we will see at the D23 2022? Yeah, I guess it's a good enough time to go over to that. I have a couple of things for D23. I mean, D23 is usually the biggest event out of like Disney, Marvel, Star Wars. Everything that comes out of there is usually huge. They don't always show everything to the public. You usually just get the explanations from people that are actually there this weekend. It starts on Friday. I'm not too interested in the Friday stuff because that's like I think that's Disney animation and I think it's the video game stuff and that's not my stuff. But Saturday is the big day because Saturday at 10 a.m. we get the 20th Century Fox Lucasfilm and yeah, Marvel Studios presentation at D23 and I'm looking forward to that. I have a couple ideas. I don't have any graphics. I didn't have time to pull them, so I'm just going to read off a list. But I think we're for the 20th Century Fox. I have just a very few things. I think we'll get some stuff out of that Noah Hawley alien back in the Disney Investors Day in 2020. I'm really looking forward to that. Ridley Scott is involved in it. I don't know if he's a producer or how exactly he's involved, but they said that he has involvement in it. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with an Alien series. I think it could be really cool, really fun. I also think that we might get an announcement for a Prey sequel because I think Prey coming out on Hulu ended up being this bigger hit, bigger surprise than they were intending. And I think they want to follow where the money is. And I think they can see money in a Prey sequel or even another Predator sequel now. So I think we're going to get some kind of announcement from the 20th Century Fox studio about a Prey or Predator movie of some sort. Coming out of Lucasfilm, mainly Star Wars. Um, I mean, I imagine we're going to see some Mandalorian season 3 footage. I mean, Andor is on the horizon. It comes out on September 21st, but I feel like it's so appropriate at this time to start giving us a taste of Mandalorian season 3. I'm very excited to see. I know that there was a trailer from Star Wars Celebration that leaked online. I never watched it. It was crummy quality anyways. But just release that in HD. Release that to the public. I want to see it. I think another possibility is Ahsoka footage. I think they could show us Rosario Dawson in that. Maybe show a picture of the cast, release some footage. I think that could be really cool. The Acolyte, which is another Star Wars series, they had like 15 Star Wars series announced at the Disney Investor Day, and we haven't really seen much of any of it. I think that Lando project is dead. I don't see that Lando project happening anymore. I know Rogue Squadron with Patty Jenkins had a lot of problems, and it seems like that project is either shelved or dead. So I don't think we're going to get anything like that. But the Acolyte is one that they haven't really talked about recently, and I mean, it sounds really cool because at the Disney Investor Day, they described it as like a mystery thriller of how the dark side came to be. It's going to be set in the Old Republic, thousands of years before anything. It's going to be totally new characters, totally new setting. I think it could be really refreshing for Star Wars, and I feel like we're going to get some stuff from the Acolyte shown there. Skeleton Crew, I believe, is that John Watts? I think that's John Watts who's doing Skeleton Crew. Honestly, I'm not very excited for Skeleton Crew. Like with the kids in Star Wars, I know they say it's not going to be like a kids show, but I don't know. I hear the premise of it, and I don't feel very excited yet. But I feel like we could get some stuff from that. These are kind of like my hopeful ones for Star Wars with the success of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, I know people think they're doing, or there's been rumors and talk out there about doing Obi-Wan Kenobi season 2. I really don't see them doing that. I don't see how that works. I don't see how you could do a season 2 of Obi-Wan from where they left off in season 1. I mean, where there's money, they'll find a way. But I think the standout of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series was actually Darth Vader. They got Hayden Christensen back in their pocket. I think Hayden Christensen is thrilled to be back. I'm hoping we get an announcement of a Darth Vader series or movie. I've wanted this for years. I've wanted this since like I don't know, when did the prequels end? I don't know. 2007. Realistically, I probably wanted this since like 2010. I've wanted a Darth Vader movie, a Darth Vader series for a very long time. And my hope was kind of all gone until Hayden Christensen came back for Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think the big impact that he made and the big impact Darth Vader made in that series in general, I think we could potentially see Hayden Christensen get a series for Darth Vader. And I think that would be awesome. Another one that it's kind of wishful thinking, but I feel like they need to do announce a new trilogy or announce Ryan Johnson's movies. Ryan Johnson recently came out in the press and said that he hopes his projects aren't dead. He hopes that they're still moving forward. Is he playing a little coy with the press since D23 is right around the corner? Does he have something planned that he just can't talk about? Is he pulling an Andrew Garfield? I don't know exactly, but I want Star Wars back in the theater. I know that Taika Waititi has a film coming out, but I want like the episodic kind of feeling movies back in the theater. That's their bread and butter. That's where they make billions of dollars. I can't see them just stopping doing that. It's wishful thinking to think that they'll announce an episode 10, 11, 12. Would I even want a 10, 11, 12 at this time? I don't know. The sequel trilogy is still kind of tainted, but if they made a good 10, 11, 12, or even just a good 10, all the doubt would be out the window. And I want Star Wars back on the big screen. So I'm really hoping, aside from just the Taika Waititi film, that they announce a new movie, a new set of movies, whether it's a new trilogy, Ryan Johnson's movies. I just want something big to come out of Star Wars at D23. Keeping with Lucasfilm, but moving away from Star Wars, I would put money on it that we get Indiana Jones 5 footage. Now, when I say we get Indiana Jones 5 footage, I think that in the hall they'll get Indiana Jones 5 footage, but we won't. I think that they'll get to see it and then tell us about it. But I want a poster. I want an official still. I want just a title of the movie, something to do with Indiana Jones 5. I think will come out of D23 from Lucasfilm, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they have up their sleeve with that. Moving on to Marvel, which is of course the big one, right? I think we could see a Black Panther trailer come again. Because we got one pretty recently, but the movie is coming out in November, and these trailers usually come out. They usually have three big trailers, so I think the official trailer is going to come out of D23, and then October we'll get one more before November. So I could see Black Panther's trailer coming out. I could see us getting a Secret Invasion trailer. I hope we get a Secret Invasion trailer. I believe that's going to be the next Disney Plus show to come out. She-Hulk is in its run right now. Why not show us the next show that's coming up that we can look forward to? It Secret Invasion. I'm after hearing the description of the trailer from Comic-Con, I'm really looking forward to seeing the show. I'm looking forward to seeing the trailer. I think that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and holiday special footage could come out. I think we could get an official poster for not Volume 3, for the holiday special, because the holiday special is coming out in December. So it's coming out kind of quick. So I feel like they can start promoting that a little bit, which I think would be cool. Werewolf by Night is supposed to be their Halloween special that comes out this year. I think we could get our first trailer for that. If it's supposed to come out in October, I think now would be a good time to drop that Werewolf by Night trailer. And I'm looking forward to seeing that. I have no idea what it is. I think we're going to get a Moon Knight Season 2 announcement. I think they're going to announce Moon Knight Season 2 because Season 1, I think, did really well. Everyone really enjoyed the performance from Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac, right? Yeah. I don't think they want to lose Oscar Isaac. I think they got to keep him in the fold. And I think with Moon Knight Season 2, that would be a big confidence for them. What else are we going to get? Deadpool 3. I think they're going to officially announce Deadpool 3. I'm kind of on the fence whether that's going to be in the 20th Century Fox presentation part or if that's going to be at the Marvel Studios. But I think we're getting something from Deadpool 3. A couple wishful thinking. I think we're getting Young Avengers. I think Young Avengers is going to be one of the lineups in Phase 6. I think they're building up to it. They're introducing all these young heroes, whether it's a Disney Plus show, which honestly I feel like it would be a Disney Plus show. Young Avengers just feels like something that would live on Disney Plus. And for the majority, the characters that I think would be in Young Avengers have all been introduced through Disney Plus shows. I could see a Young Avengers show being announced potentially. I think we could get some Cap 4 information, maybe get some more on the cast. I think that Sharon Carter, who is now Power Breaker, is that her name? Power Broker? I can't remember what her name is from Falcon Winter Soldier. I think she might be the villain of Captain America 4 or one of the villains of Captain America 4. I think they could announce something like that. I think we're getting a Doctor Strange 3 announcement for Phase 6. I think that's going to be one of the things that fills up the timeline. I think we're going to get a Shang-Chi 2 announcement for Phase 6 because the director, Destin what's his name? Destin Cretton. I can't remember his name, but he's going to be directing the first Avengers film for the Kang Dynasty. I think we're going to get his Shang-Chi 2 in there before he does that film. And speaking of directors, my last and final wishful thinking prediction. I think we're gonna. Oh no, sorry, I have two more. So first one is I think we're gonna get a Secret Wars director announcement. They've already announced a director for Avengers Kang Dynasty. I think they could have a director. They probably do have a director in place for Secret Wars. They got to get cooking on that thing right away in order to get that out in time. So I think they have a director for Secret Wars. I think they're gonna announce it at D23. And also, my last final big prediction. I think we're getting Fantastic Four cast and director announced. I think they're going to be at the place. I think they're going to come out. I think they're going to stand behind Kevin Feige. We're going to get the big cast photo that's going to be all over Twitter, all over the internet. We're going to talk about it for weeks. We're finally going to know who our Fantastic Four is. We're finally going to know who our Fantastic Four director is. And I think it's going to bring the house down. So that's my predictions for D23 2022. I don't know. What are you guys thinking? Comment down below. Tell me all your predictions. Do you think mine are absolutely insane? I want to hear it. So let's see what you guys are saying. I think it's a shorter show today, guys. So we're just going to take your comments and questions for the rest of the show. I was so busy this weekend, really working on the show, trying to get it to look better and cooler for you guys. I have made a new logo. We got dual cameras. We can bring in the internet. I can share my screen with you now. A lot of fun stuff we can do on here now, but I didn't have as much time to prepare for topics as I usually do. So let's just go, man. This might be a shorter show. We don't know, but let's find out. Adrian Diaz, do you think Don't Worry Darling is an Oscar baiting movie? I thought it looked like one. I was actually intrigued by Don't Worry Darling. I was gonna like I was interested to check it out. It was Olivia Wilde coming off of Booksmart. It looked like it was a very ambitious film. It still looks like it's a very ambitious film. It's kind of like a sci-fi erotic thriller. I think that's very different to do from Booksmart on your second film out. So that was very ambitious. It but the it doesn't seem so good anymore. The reviews coming out of Venice Film Festival were not great. That clip of Harry Styles acting, I will admit, was kind of shaky. He's not getting any Oscar announcements, that's for sure. Florence Pugh, I think, could still probably get an Oscar announcement or Oscar nomination because she looked great in the trailers, and everyone, even the bad reviews, are saying that she was great. Everything else around her was just bland. So I don't know if Don't Worry Darling is going to have any Oscar nominations around it, but I can't really say for sure until I see the movie. But everything that I'm hearing about it, it's not sounding as great as I wanted it to. The 901 MC. Well, thank you for joining us, the 901 MC. Thank you for being here. Happy to have you here, man. I'm excited for some new trailers at D23. Me too, man. I love watching a good new trailer. It's so much fun. And I think there's going to be some major trailers dropped at D23. I really do. All right, Luke Ponto. Did you know the character of Jean-Claude in Minions: The Rise of Gru was voiced by Jean-Claude Van Damme? I did see. I think I saw his name in the credits. That's really cool. I didn't know that off the top of my head. It sounds familiar now that you say it, but that's a really cool little information to have you in there. Thank you. Thanks for putting that out there. Lisbeth, I think we'll get some updates for Wakanda Forever. I agree. I think we're gonna get a trailer. Um, I don't know what we're gonna get beyond a trailer. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna reveal the new Black Panther. I don't even know if there's gonna be a new Black Panther. I feel like I don't know. I feel like they might just not retire the character, but keep the Black Panther to Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa, and come up with something different for Wakanda Forever. I don't know. We'll see. The 901 MC. Prey was awesome. I loved Prey. I loved Prey. Prey was so much fun. It was such a pleasant surprise. I had faith in it from the start when I first heard about it. That faith paid off. One of my favorite movies of the year. Oh, the kills were so awesome. That Predator looked so good. I loved the practical costume on the Predator. It looked so good. Luke Ponto, I rewatched Prey last night and it still rocks. Yeah, man. I've only watched it twice. I do feel the desire to watch it again though, which isn't too often for many movies. Even movies that I really love, when I watch them once or twice, usually I feel like I'm good for a couple of years. I want to watch Prey again. I loved Prey. Malcolm, aka Mr. Awesome. I also heard Disney are showing trailers to The Little Mermaid and Indiana Jones 5. Oh, that's a I yeah, I didn't look too much at when the live action Disney panel comes out, but I totally think we're gonna get Little Mermaid. That movie is supposed to be out by now, I think. I think COVID really delayed that movie. I've heard about that movie for years. So yeah, I think we might get the Little Mermaid footage. Also, that Enchanted sequel, Disenchanted, I think it's called. I'm curious to see what they do with that. I want to see some footage from that. The 901 MC Skeleton Crew has Jude Law, right? Yes, it does. I believe that's the one with Jude Law, which good actor. So I'm not saying that he's not going to be good in the show, but the show's premise in itself just doesn't really entice me at the moment. Lisbeth, I know no one cares about this, but I am watching Cars on the Road. Cars was my childhood. Cars on the Road. I watched the trailer for that. That's on Disney Plus, right? Yeah, I never really got into Cars all that much, to be honest. But I did watch that trailer for Cars on the Road, and it looked cute. It looked kind of fun. So I hope you're enjoying it, Lisbeth. I hope you're having a good time watching that. Luke Ponto, I'm excited to check out Pinocchio tomorrow. Are you excited? Not the word I would use, but I'm curious. I want to check it out. It looked cute. I liked the trailer. I thought it looked kind of fun. It again, it just looks like a copy and paste of the animated film. Doesn't look like it's going to do anything new, but it has been a long time since I've watched that animated film, so I might not care as much when I watch the live action. And yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out. Not excited, but I'm definitely looking forward to checking it out. Lisbeth, I think that the Star Wars a droid story will be fun. Star Wars a droid story. What is that about? Like I said, they announced so many Star Wars shows at Disney Investor Day that I think it was 2020. I don't remember what a droid story was. I remember a Lego show that had that I think that was called Lego Star Wars a droid story or droid stories. Oh no, it was Droid Tales. That's what it was. It was Droid Tales. That was actually kind of funny. It was like a parody on Star Wars, and I loved it. Sixth Barry. Well, welcome, Sixth Barry. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us tonight. Happy to have you. 98% possible trailers will get What If Season 2. Oh, okay. What If Season 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumanium. The only thing with Quantumanium, I think, is that it's a little bit early. I think they still want to hold on to that trailer a little bit. I know they showed it at Comic-Con. I feel like it's going to be a little while before we, the public, see that, but I could be wrong. We'll find out. Six Barry goes on to say Black Panther 2. Yep, I agree. I think we'll get a trailer for that. And we'll get a teaser for Secret Invasion. I think so too, man. I hope so, anyways. Those are good predictions, man. Yeah, I hope we get an Ant-Man 1, man. I hope you're right. Elizabeth, I think, yeah, Elizabeth, do you see that Marvel is making Avengers Con from Miss Marvel to life? I do not doubt that for a second. I did not see that, but that's awesome. If they're actually doing that, that is freaking awesome. Speaking of awesome, I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm sorry, this is like a quick detour. I'm just excited about my new toy. Um, did you guys see this video? It was from CinemaCon. It was Tom Cruise announcing I think it was Top Gun Maverick that they were showing. He might have been announcing the Mission Impossible trailer as well, though. But did you guys see his video? Oh, whoops. I just did something. Oh, that's not working. There we go. Okay, like I said, guys, there might be some technical difficulties tonight as I figure all this stuff out. But his video, I don't know if you guys saw this, was insane. See if I have it here. Yep, here it is. Pull this up. There we go. I'm sure this is fun stuff. There we go. There we go. Is it up there? Yep, there we go. Do you guys see this? This is him announcing, I believe it was Top Gun Maverick at CinemaCon. Oh, that's not what I want. And he's sitting on top of a plane. Like he's just casually, like just Tom Cruise, just doing his Tom Cruise thing, just casually sitting on a plane. I mean, he's thousands of feet in the air. He's that's insane. I wouldn't even get in that plane. I would be terrified. And then I think that's the director in the yellow plane coming up beside him, basically telling him that he's running out of daylight, and he's like shouting at the people. Like the wind is just blowing. But this part, I mean, not just the fact that he stands just so casually on this plane. But at the end here, this part, this is the craziest part to me. He just casually, just Tom Cruise standing, right? All right, here it comes. Ready? Salute. Just straight down, just standing in his seat, just straight down, heading thousands of feet. I mean, this guy's a madman. Like this is just for a CinemaCon announcement. I mean, eh, I'm so excited for Mission Impossible 7 and 8. He's gonna do some freaking crazy stuff if he's just gonna do that for a CinemaCon announcement. I love that video. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I love that video. Adrian Diaz. I am more hyped about the Fantastic Four cast announcement. I mean, for me, it's like just a cast. Like I want to know. I just want the mystery solved. I'm sure once they announce the cast, I'm probably gonna be like, okay, who are they? I'm gonna have to look up their names or see what they did to get really excited. But I want to know who the director is more than anything. I want to know if it's Matt Shackman, like the rumors are saying. I want to know if it is gonna be John Krasinski. I think if it's John Krasinski, I'll be like more excited just because I like the Quiet Place movies so much, and I think he does the family dynamic in those movies so well. So I would be excited if it was John Krasinski. Even if it's Matt Shackman, I'll be excited. But I'm more excited for the director than the cast, to be honest. Six Barry. Is it true that Wonder Woman announcement will be there? Who is Wonder Man exactly? Oh, Wonder Man. Wonder Man. He's kind of like my understanding of him, and I know very, very little about Wonder Man. He's kind of like the MCU's or Marvel's Superman. He's very similar to Marvel's Superman. The rumor going around, which I don't believe at all, is that they want to get Henry Cavill to play him. That Henry Cavill's in talks to do it. I don't believe that, to be honest, for a second. But yeah, I don't know too much about Wonder Man, to be honest, but that's all I know. Uh, Lisbeth, I saw an article today on how fans think that Moon Knight season 2 won't happen. I don't know why it wouldn't happen. The show did not end in a way. I know they called it a limited series. They said a limited series. It's only going to be one season, one and done. The way they ended that with the post credit scene introducing that third personality that's doing like hits for Khonshu, there's no way they weren't done telling stories. And I think the acting capabilities of Oscar Isaac is enough to get them to do a season 2. Even if the numbers weren't as high as other Marvel Disney Plus shows, I feel like just having him is enough to greenlight a season 2. And I feel like he's the only one of the only characters that fits the most on Disney Plus away from the rest of the MCU. I feel like that's where he's going to live for a little bit more isolated. Six Berry. Sometimes you look like Warren from Cosmic Wonder YouTube channel. You got this. Warren. Oh, I know Warren. I watched Cosmic Wonder. Oh, that's you look like Warren. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Warren's a good-looking guy. Yeah, I got into the Cosmic Wonder, especially during when No Way Home was. It wasn't out, but it was like the hype. Like, remember that hype where it was like anything, any little thing that we could get our hands on just to know something about the movie. We were all over it. Cosmic Wonder covered all the rumors and stuff coming out of No Way Home, and I ate those videos up. Adrian Diaz. Disenchanted looks like it's going to be great. I love the first one. It's one of the movies that I grew up watching, but I'm looking forward to the second one. Can't wait for a trailer. Yeah, I like the first one. I haven't seen it in a very long time, to be honest with you. I think the last time I watched it, I had to have been like 10, maybe 9 years old. Um, I want to see it again. I'm definitely gonna watch it before Disenchanted comes out again. But Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they do with that sequel because I liked the meta-ness of the first one and like the fairy tales coming into the real world when I was younger. I really enjoyed that. I hear the movie holds up though, so I gotta check it out again. Elizabeth, what do you think would be crazy if they showed at D23? Like crazy? What would I think would be crazy? Like lose my mind crazy? Um, if they brought out Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans and announced that they were doing an Iron Man and Cap the early years movie where it took place during in the middle of the first Avengers film, and we got to see Tony and Cap just hanging out. That would be crazy if they announced a movie like that, or even if they just announced that Robert Downey Jr. was coming back or Chris Evans was coming back, which I do think it's possible that they announced Chris Evans comes back for Captain America 4, and because as Old Man Steve, he would mentor Sam Wilson as the new Captain America. I think that would be pretty crazy and kind of realistic. I almost think that's what's going to happen with Cap 4. I don't see why not. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Also, it'd be pretty crazy if Deadpool came out with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine and announced that they were doing Deadpool 3 and the subtitle was Deadpool versus Wolverine. And they had those two come out, like Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman come out on screen together. That would be the talk of D23 for sure. That would be the talk of everything for sure. Luke Ponto, what are some of your favorite movies to watch around Halloween time? Halloween time. I'm not a big spooky movie person. The last day on Halloween day, I watched The Nightmare Before Christmas because for me that's like a transition from the Halloween season into Christmas season, which I'm all Christmased out from November to December. I'm one of those people. I do enjoy the Conjuring films. I might throw those on. I like watching Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. It's not really a spooky movie, but it deals with death. It deals with hell and scary stuff like that. So I do enjoy putting that one on for Halloween as well. And what's some other ones? Yeah, I enjoy A Quiet Place. I'll put A Quiet Place on for Halloween. Those are my kind of scary movies. Or you know what? The original King Kong is also pretty awesome from 1933. Six Berry. In which episode in She-Hulk would Daredevil make his cameo? Could it be the fifth episode? The fifth episode, I feel like he's coming in the next episode. I feel like he's coming in episode 4. The way that episode 3 kind of ended with Wong giving his testimony in front of the board to help Emal get on parole. And then how they were like, you know, Wong, you just admitted to helping this guy escape prison. And then Wong was just like, okay, bye, and opened the portal and walked out. I feel like Matt Murdock might come in episode 4 and kind of like represent Wong in a court case. I feel like that might be the next episode. And I think that would be a lot of fun. Episode 5, if not episode 5, episode 6, but that feels late. Like they showed him in the trailer already. I feel like he should be here by 4 or 5. After episode 5, I feel like it's kind of late to bring Daredevil in, or at least you shouldn't have put him in the trailer. But I hope it's the next one or 5. Lisbeth, Tom Cruise is a savage. Yeah, he's insane. He's mental. Like I don't know I don't know what makes him do the stuff that he does, but he enjoys it, so good on him. Elizabeth, Mission Impossible has some of the best practical stunts. Oh my goodness, yeah. I tried showing actually just recently, like 2 days ago, I showed Cass the first Mission Impossible movie. She really liked it. That scene where he's dangling above the floor is still pretty tense. I still like that scene a lot. 2 sucks. The rock climbing at the beginning of the opening, that's really cool that Tom Cruise did that. And of course, he's wired and stuff, but it's still super dangerous and got some cool shots out of it. Hated 2, though. 2 is boring. And then 3 was too dark for her, so we didn't watch the rest yet. But I love Ghost Protocol. I love the scale in the building. I love in Rogue Nation where he's hanging off of the airplane. That was probably the craziest thing he ever did because when you listen to what they had to calculate for how bad that could have gone. Any little piece of pebble going straight through his eye, any bird coming at him, any bug like going that fast is lethal. It's crazy that he actually survived that stunt. So I think that's the craziest so far. But I love the stunts in Fallout where he's hanging off the helicopter and doing all the free falls and stuff like that. Um, insane, just insane, and it's crazy that he keeps knocking it up a notch. I don't know what he's gonna do for 7 and 8. I'm kind of scared. Malcolm, aka Mr. Awesome. Tom Cruise is the GOAT. Plus, looking forward to the next two Mission Impossible films. Me too, man. Me too. The guy's insane. But you know what? He's gonna have such a legacy when he's done in Hollywood. Whether he after he retires, whether if doing this stuff eventually does lead to his death. Which, if it does, I mean, I it would be really sad, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like he does the most insane stuff, but I like that he's smart about it. I like that he goes behind the science, and I like that he works on these things for like 2 years. He's not just some weird actor that's like, "Hey, put me on the helicopter. I'll just dangle. It'll be fine. It'll be cool." Like he puts a lot of effort into these, so I want to see him keep doing it for years and years and years to come. But he's already cemented himself like a pretty awesome legacy, at least as a stuntman in Hollywood. Six Barry. What's your favorite MCU movie and your favorite MCU Disney Plus show? My favorite MCU movie is still Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War. I'm just amazed by it every time I watch it. The way all those different tones, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor, Iron Man, Spider-Man, all Doctor Strange, all come together into that one movie, and it works, and it's balanced, and it could have like it really could have gone off the rails. It could have been a mess. And that movie, I was so hyped for that movie. They announced that movie when they announced that Civil War was coming out. So like 2014, 2015, I think is when they announced that Infinity War was coming out and what it was going to be, all these characters coming together. I was chomping at the bit to see that movie for so long. It should have let me down. It shouldn't have met my expectations, and it blew my expectations away. Love it. My favorite Disney Plus show, I think I think I still gotta go with WandaVision. I really enjoyed watching WandaVision week to week the most out of all the Disney Plus shows, and it's the only one that I really wanted to see what happened next every single week. The mystery was so good. The story was so good. I really loved what they did with WandaVision. I haven't watched any of the Marvel Disney Plus shows twice. They've all been one and dones for me. But WandaVision's the one that I enjoyed the most. Luke Ponto, do you see yourself rewatching Nope? I do. I do see myself rewatching Nope because I didn't hate Nope. I don't know if I came across that way. I hope I didn't come across that way too harshly when I reviewed it. I do think the first beginning of it was slow. I think the pace could have been tighter. I think there was a couple characters, a couple subplots they should have taken out to tighten up that runtime. But it's a movie that I am looking forward to buying on Blu-ray just to watch that second half again for sure. I loved that second half. That second half was a lot of fun. It was so cool. Um, yeah, I'd watch Nope again. It wasn't an unwatchable movie to me. I gave it a week recommend, didn't I? Yeah, I gave it a week recommend. I would stand by that. Sixberry. We got hyped for Spider-Man No Way Home because of the leaks. What if they do the same for Secret Wars, like leaking leaks and stuff? Avengers Secret Wars. Well, I would say that Spider-Man No Way Home was a Sony production and that their security isn't as tight, so that's why we got so many leaks. But Marvel's kind of been slipping up a little bit with their leaks this last little bit. They're letting some stuff slip out. It appears. So I don't know if we'll get leaks for Secret Wars. I don't know if Andrew and Toby are coming back for Secret Wars. I've seen that rumor. I've seen that headline floating around. I think in some ways it makes sense for them to have them in Secret Wars, and it would be such a fun payoff to have Andrew Garfield's character fighting aliens, just from that one line from No Way Home. And Marvel likes to pay off little things like that, so they could be in it if Toby and Andrew wanted to sign up for it. But I don't know what leak from Secret Wars could be bigger than trying to see if Andrew and Toby were actually in the movie. The fact that they were so the fact that they were so like strong on not telling us made us want it even more. And any little bit that we could find, we just devoured. Adrian Diaz. Do you see Tom Cruise playing Superior Iron Man? Supposedly he was going to appear in Multiverse of Madness. I would love to see that happen. Yeah, apparently the writer of Multiverse of Madness said that they did have that in mind. They did write it. They did approach Tom Cruise with it, and it was just scheduling stuff that they couldn't make work. So it's kind of crazy that it was this close to having that actually happen. I don't No, I don't see it happening, to be honest. That I think the moment's passed for that, unless they were gonna do, like, another like, I feel like bringing that into Secret Wars is just gonna be, like, a gimmick. I feel like if they wanted to be, like, really out there ballsy, they could do movies that take place in a separate universe, and then they could call it Superior Iron Man and have Tom Cruise star and do a whole movie with him, and then when we get to Secret Wars, when those multiverses come together, it's like the first Avengers film where the people from different movies come together, but it's just a multiverse. If they were gonna go that route, maybe they could get Tom Cruise to play Superior Iron Man, but I feel like the moment's passed for him to appear. But who knows? Six Berry. Will we get any info on Werewolf by Night? I hope so. I feel like we might. I feel like that's supposed to come out in October for this Halloween. We haven't seen anything from it. I feel like D23 is the place to drop it. Plus, then it would only come out like a month later. Six Barry, how was your reaction when you first saw Black Panther: Wakanda Forever trailer and the announcement for Avengers: Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars? My reaction when I saw Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, like I didn't cry. I just kind of like I don't know. I was just grinning through it. I thought it looked beautiful. I really liked it. I liked the tone. I liked the feel of it. I don't really know based off the images what the story could be, but I enjoyed the trailer. My reaction to Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, I think my mouth did open. My mouth did go, "What? Two Avengers films in 1 year?" Like I think I did get really excited about that because it just kind of came out of nowhere. I was not expecting it, but yeah, I was excited for those two. Six Barry. Reason that the hype for WandaVision is still with us because it was the first Marvel series, and of course, it was so good. For me, Moon Knight got near, but it didn't hype me up as much as WandaVision did. Yeah, Moon Knight was on its way to being my favorite Disney Plus show. The first episode of Moon Knight is my favorite premiere episode of all the Disney Plus shows thus far. And then it built with 2 and 3, and then 4, 5, and 6 kind of just dropped off for me, to be honest. But for like the first 2 episodes of Moon Knight, I was like, this could be my favorite Marvel show now, but it just didn't end up sticking the landing for me. All right, guys, before we continue with the rest of the comments and questions, I just have to take a quick second and tell you guys about the good folks over at Movie Palette. Guys, before we continue with tonight's stream, I want to tell you about Movie Palette. Movie Palette takes your favorite movie, it takes a color from each scene and puts it on a beautiful canvas. Behind me, I've got Back to the Future, my favorite movie of all time. And when you guys go to moviepalette.com and put in the promo code ZachTalks15, that's ZACH Talks 15 at the checkout, you'll get 15% off of the movie palette of your choice. Not only will you guys get 15% off of the movie palette of your choice, but you're also going to be helping out the Zach Milne Talks Movies YouTube channel tremendously. So go to moviepalette.com. The link is in the description below and get the movie palette of your choice for 15% off today. And thank you to the folks over at Movie Palette for partnering up and supporting the Zach Milne Talks Movies YouTube channel. All right, guys, so head on over to moviepalette.com and take a look at their selection. I mean, they've got some fun ones. The Avengers selection is pretty fun. I really like the Infinity War one. You can almost see the moment where they turn to dust. I think that's awesome. Star Wars is pretty cool. I love their episode 3 selection. So they got a movie palette for any movie that you just love. So check them out. It's an affiliation link. If you buy through that promo code, you will be helping out the channel tremendously. Thank you guys so much. And with all that said, let's get back to your comments and questions. All right, what we got? We got Neymar. Do you think Silver Surfer can be played by Cillian Murphy? Maybe. I think he can. Cillian Murphy's a good actor, and he definitely has played villain roles well in the past. I don't know, like that they would cast him. I don't know that he is going to be cast. I have no reason to believe that, or any reason to give you that he is going to be cast. But yeah, I think he could be good. Movie Pants. Well, welcome, Movie Pants. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here tonight. Happy to have you here, man. I cried for the Black Panther trailer, though. Yeah, a lot of people cried for that trailer, man. That trailer was emotional, especially the song they used. They really did, honor. I felt like they honored Chadwick Boseman within the trailer itself. I don't even know what the movie's going to be like. I might be a mess during the movie, But I thought the trailer was beautiful and it hit a lot of people emotionally. So I can't blame you, man. Movie pants. We need Moon Knight season 2. Yeah, man, I think it's coming. I really do. I think that they're going to announce Moon Knight season 2. I don't know if they're going to announce Miss Marvel season 2 or any other seasons cuz I think the Marvels has to come out first and then at like the next D23 they'll probably announce Miss Marvel season 2, but I think Moon Knight season 2 is going to be announced at D23. Adrian Diaz. Who's your favorite actor? My favorite actor for a long time has been Jim Carrey. I love Jim Carrey. I love it. I think he's an underrated actor in some ways. I think he is seen as the goofy comedian guy, but his performance in movies like Eternal Sunshine and Spotless Mind, like he has some layers to him. He can pull out and Truman Show. He's fantastic in the Truman Show. Yeah, I love Jim Carrey. If I had to pick a current actor, like someone who's working today, that's tough actually. I'm not good with actors right off the top of my head. Who's someone that I really enjoy? I like Tom Holland a lot right now, but I need to see more from Tom Holland because right now, like he can do Spider-Man, but he hasn't really been able to branch out too much from Spider-Man. I was really looking forward to seeing his movie Cherry, but I never got around to it and I heard it was bad, so I just stopped stopped looking for it. But yeah, I can't remember if I can't think of an actor right now. Elizabeth, I felt so bad for Steven when he was waiting at the restaurant for his date in the premiere. Oh my goodness, that scene just like tore my heart out. It immediately made me love the character of Steven when he was sitting there and he was calling the girl and he's like, it's steak time. And she's like, that was like 3 days ago, you jerk. Like, I felt so bad for him. I was immediately like, you can have my whole heart, man. Like, you're my new favorite MCU character. I love you so much. You have my whole heart. Please, please just be okay. Yeah, that scene was awesome. Elizabeth, I found out it was found out it was Sunday. Yeah, so that was a two-parter. I felt bad for Steven when he was waiting at the restaurant for his date and found out it was Sunday. Yeah, man. Oh, so sad. So sad. Um Inupa. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna butcher your name. Inupa Imanjith. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. What's up with DC? They could have continued the Snyderverse. I mean, if you if you want to get into why the Snyderverse isn't continuing, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, they had a bad relationship, or maybe Zack Snyder had a bad relationship with them. They weren't happy with Zack Snyder's um the way that his movies were coming out critically and audience wise. Like they were more divisive than I think they wanted them to be. They totally screwed Zack Snyder over after he had a tragedy in his family and left the well some rumors say that he was being forced off the project to begin with, and then when he had the tragedy in his family, that's when he decided this wasn't worth it and left. And then they pulled in Joss Whedon, which apparently they wanted to do already. Totally messed with his vision, and just kind of like destroyed the relationship they had with Zack Snyder. So Zack Snyder's out, and they weren't happy with the product that Zack Snyder was bringing. So that's why the Snyderverse isn't continuing. But I mean, we still have like, well, we'll see for how long, but we still have Ezra Miller's Flash, which was from the Snyderverse. We have Aquaman, still played by Jason Momoa. We still have Wonder Woman, played by Gal Gadot, and those are all people that Zack Snyder casted for those roles. So it may not be him behind the camera anymore, but they're still Snyder's characters, and they're continuing on. Adrian Diaz. Alrighty then. Yeah, Ace Ventura. Ace Ventura. That's a movie you could not make today, or at least not in the way that they made it back in the day. The ending of that movie, I don't even want to think of how many people would be offended by the ending of that movie. Six Barry. I don't think Avengers Secret Wars would come out in 2025 because the time range between Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars is too short. They'll push it back to 2026 to make more of us hype for the movie. I totally agree with you, except for the fact that they're going to push it back because of the hype of the movie. I just think it's going to be a much bigger not that they think, but a much bigger project that it's going to have to get pushed back. I mean, two Avengers films to make it out in the same year, that's a big endeavor. Those movies are big already on their own, and to get them out at one a year is already a big enough job. So to get two out, I definitely think Secret Wars, and I honestly think that even Kang Dynasty could move to 2026, and then Secret Wars could get pushed back to 2027. I don't want it to get pushed back that late, but I do think it's a possibility. Namor, who do you think will appear in She-Hulk? We actually did a whole stream, and I have a video up about that of who I think will appear in She-Hulk. Just to name a few, I think that we're gonna get the leader. I think the leader is coming back. I honestly think we're gonna get a Deadpool cameo. I think he's gonna pop up there for just some fun shenanigans. Who else did I say? Kingpin, I think, is gonna pop up there. I do think there's a possibility we still see Hawkeye. He was mentioned, so those are just to name a few. Malcolm, aka Mr. Awesome. I read that Sony will soon release the trailer for Craven the Hunter with Aaron Taylor Johnson, also back to the MCU. We'll see. I read that a teaser trailer to Armor Wars with Don Cheadle is dropping as well. I totally forgot about the Armor Wars. Addressing your Craven the Hunter thing, that doesn't surprise me that they're dropping a trailer because I believe that movie is supposed to come out in January of next year. So that's coming up quicker than you think. But as far as it being in the MCU, it's not in the MCU. I know that Sony can confuse audiences because they put like, you know, Michael Keaton's Vulture in the end tag of their Morbius movie, and they had Venom appear in the end credit scenes of Spider-Man No Way Home. But those Sony movies are not in the MCU. They'll never be a part of my MCU collection on my shelf. I'm sorry. If you want to include them in a multiverse MCU, that's totally like that's cool. That's cool if you want to do that. I don't want to do that. So no, Craven the Hunter, Aaron Taylor Johnson is not coming back to the MCU. Although, can you imagine if Secret Wars was bringing in the Sony characters and that was like the multiverse stuff that they've been building up to because they had Venom in the post credit scenes and Michael Keaton and Morbius and the studios working together so that Secret Wars is like a Venomverse and MCU collaboration. I don't know how much I would like that. That would probably make me really sad. But Armor Wars, I forgot about Armor Wars. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm hoping that they bring Justin Hammer back for Armor Wars. I love Sam Rockwell. I like his performance in Iron Man 2. I think that character makes the movie a little bit crowded, but I like his performance. He's just got whisked off to jail. With Tony not around, he could be the top of the chain again. I think there's a place for him to be in Armor Wars. I'd like to see Justin Hammer return. Lisbeth, right now, my most anticipated movie is Secret Wars. Yeah, I mean, Secret Wars is gonna be insane if they do it. I know the comic book is all the villains and all the character and all the heroes coming together in this gladiator type arena. Excuse me, where they have to battle it out. I don't know how they can do that in movie form. I imagine the movie is going to be way different than the comic, like a lot of the other movies are. But yeah, another Avengers movie will always get me pumped up. But it does make me sad that it's not like when I think of Avengers, I still think of Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, like those guys. But it's not going to be that. It's going to be a completely different Avengers group. It's going to be really interesting. Elizabeth, do you think the MCU will ever end? When the world ends, yeah, I think everything has an end point, right? No, here's the thing about the MCU. The MCU is more than a movie franchise at this point. It's a studio. And like Marvel Studios makes movies that are in the MCU and make TV shows that are in the MCU, but they're starting to like make different kinds of TV shows, different kinds of movie, or not starting to, but they make different kinds of movies, and that's kind of what the studio is. In the same way that like a studio like Sony will put out a romantic comedy, and then they'll put out a drama, or they'll put out like a thriller. Maybe not Sony, but some kind of studio. That's Marvel's niche. They just do that with superheroes. Everything in their studio involves superheroes. They're just gonna put out different genres that have superheroes in them. And in that way, as long as Marvel Studios is around, the MCU is never going to end. It is possible that they reboot at some point in the future. Maybe this version of the MCU will have an end point, but I don't know. I feel like they're so deep in. The only time I could see them possibly ending this MCU and starting fresh with totally a new world would be if Kevin Feige left and this MCU after he left just tanked, just started to go downhill. Fans weren't enjoying it anymore, started to have diminishing returns. Then I think they would end it and start fresh. And that would be such a sad day. But no, there's no end in sight for the MCU at this point. Adrian Diaz, which MCU character do you see Moon Knight communicating with in the future? Um, I know that he has um a history with Punisher. When they ever decide to bring Punisher into the MCU, I don't know if they've announced Punisher coming into the MCU. I know Moon Knight has a history with Punisher. I think Moon Knight, this version of Moon Knight, would be kind of fun with like Daredevil, depending on what kind of Daredevil the MCU is gonna do. Um, I think he'd be fun with Thor, Moon Knight, and Thor. I mean, Thor is a god, and Moon Knight has a god controlling him. So, or not controlling him, but a part of him. So, I could see him and Thor having some fun banter. That would be kind of interesting. Maybe Thor went to like school with Khonshu or something. Actually, you know what? That would be kind of stupid. I don't know if that would be worth the joke. Six Berry. I mean, we're talking about Secret Wars, which could break every theater in the freaking world. Just they have to make us hyped for that. Yeah, I know they got to make us hyped for that. I mean, it's hard to imagine an Avengers movie being bigger than Avengers Endgame because that was a 23 movie buildup. We adored those characters. Almost the whole world loved those characters. It was seen as the conclusion to a lot of those characters. It made over $2 billion. Secret Wars won't have that same kind of buildup by the time that it comes out. We'll have a bunch of new different heroes introduced, but it won't be 10 years of new heroes introduced. So I don't know if Secret Wars is going to capture the pop culture zeitgeist, the world like Avengers Endgame did, but time will tell. Time will tell. Uh, I'm just gonna call you Anupa. I can't say your last name, and I don't want to butcher it anymore. And I'm sure I'm saying your first name wrong too. I'm sorry, man. Anupa. Any thoughts on World War Hulk? Do you prefer Smart Hulk or Dumb Rage Hulk, as in Rage Monster Hulk? World War Hulk. I feel like because they already did elements of that in Ragnarok, sending Hulk to a different planet, becoming a gladiator, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if they would do World War Hulk. I feel like that might be redundant if they were going to do it that way. I think that they could take aspects from World War Hulk, which I've never read the comic. I only watched like an animated movie once when I was really young. I think they could take aspects of it still and put it into whether it's She-Hulk or another Disney Plus show or another movie. But as far as preferring Smart Hulk or Dumb Rage Hulk, I do prefer the Rage Hulk. I think that that's just more fun. I think the Hulk in the MCU, or not just in the MCU, but in the movies as a whole, I think the best Hulk in any of the movies um is still Avengers 1. Is still the Hulk from the first Avengers film. That is Hulk. That is my favorite Hulk. I think Hulk looks the best. I think he acts the best. That's the Hulk that I want to see. But I'm fine with Smart Hulk. I like that Smart Hulk lets Mark Ruffalo act a little bit more and give more of a character to it. I'm fine with both, but I do hope that Rage Hulk comes back at some point. Anupa, imagine the people in 2075 trying to watch the latest movie and realizing they have to watch 100 plus movies and 100 plus amount of TV shows. Yeah, I already think of like when I have kids and I'm like, I want to show you Star Wars. We'll sit down the weekend. We'll finish the Star Wars movies. The original six, maybe nine. Maybe I'll show them the sequels as well. But the original six is what I think of when I think of showing my kids Star Wars. That could be a weekend. By the time, depending on when I have kids, it could be like, hey, I want to show you the Marvel movies. We're gonna spend the whole year watching a movie a day or something. Like it's it's insane the amount of hours and content. But like I said, like it's like a studio. It's like if you had to watch every single movie that 20th Century Fox ever put out, if they were all connected to each other, if they were all just one big franchise, every single movie that 20th Century Fox ever put out. That's what the Marvel Studios is doing with the MCU. It's just every single thing they've ever put out from that studio, it just all connects to each other and is one big franchise. It's really unprecedented. It's insane what Marvel is doing. Namor, how many Midnight Suns appear in Werewolf by Night? How much do you think? I don't know anything about Midnight Sun. Well, I know a little bit about Midnight Suns. Like I know like it got Ghost Rider. It's got kind of like the more supernatural people in it, but I don't know enough to ever have a comment on the Midnight Suns. I don't know if they want to do Ghost Rider yet, and I don't know if a Werewolf by Night Halloween special on Disney Plus is where you would introduce one of those guys. I don't know. Six Berry. When's What If season 2? Is it early 2023 as in January, February, or March? You know what? I don't know if they've given a release date for What If season 2. Season 2. Um yeah, I don't see any release date announced, so I don't know when it comes out. Let's see here. Let's just say season 2 is set for late 2022, but 2022 is revealed that it will actually return in early 2023. Okay, so according to this, What If season 2 is coming early 2023. So it could be either one of those months. I don't know. I almost said seasons. That was wrong. One of those months. So I don't know. Adrian Diaz, do you believe that Steve Rogers is a virgin? Well, you know what? They already let us know that that's not true because Hulk said that he lost his virginity to a girl on the what was it called? The USO tour or something like that. So we know he's not a virgin. Anupa, call me I or any or in you. Okay, in you. Okay, I will respect your wish. I will call you in you from now on. Thank you for giving me that clarification, man. I'm sorry I've been butchering your name the whole stream. In you, I can do that, man. Lisbeth, I would make my kid watch Iron Man and wait 10 years to watch Endgame because if I had to wait 10 years, then you will too. I've definitely had that thought. I've definitely thought that I'm not letting my kid have it easy. I'm going to make them wait 3 years in between movies. Like, hey, you know what? We just finished watching Captain America Civil War. Well, guess what? It took me a year to watch Doctor Strange. So you can wait a year as well. I love that. I think that's hilarious. But you know what? I couldn't wait. I'd have to see the reaction to Endgame. Malcolm, aka Mr. Awesome. Can you see Static Shock, aka Virgil Hawkins, and John Henry Irons, aka Steel, in the DC extended universe, or are they better off in the Arrowverse? I think the Arrowverse is mostly done, isn't it? I don't know. I haven't stayed up to date with those shows in a really long time. I don't know those characters to be honest, except for is it the Steel that that Shaquille O'Neal movie? Is that the same? I think that was a DC character. Is that the same kind of thing? Because if so, I don't know if they want to touch that yet. I feel like maybe enough time has passed. Yeah, I don't know those characters well enough. I don't know that world well enough to really give my opinion on that. But I will say that give it time and everything will appear. So if DC needs those characters in the extended universe, they'll bring them into the extended universe. Six Berry, what's your time? Are you in Eastern side or the Pacific side? I'm on this Pacific side, so it's 8:55 p.m. Oh, it's 8:55 p.m. here right now. Oh wow, that's awesome. Almost gone for an hour and a half. Yeah, so I'm on PST time. So I understand that makes it late for a lot of you guys on these live streams, and I apologize for that. Like, it's just the best I can do. Get off work, gotta eat, gotta get prepared for the show, gotta spend some time with my wife. Like, so 7:30 works the best for me. And Wednesdays work the best for me at the moment. So I really appreciate all you guys on the Eastern side. I mean, it's like 11 o'clock, maybe close to midnight for some of you guys out there. So thank you guys so much for being here tonight, being that late. Adrian Diaz. A movie that I really think could be an Oscar baiting movie is Babylon with Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, and Tobey Maguire, and the fact that it's directed by Oscar director winner Damien Chazelle. Yeah, man. I forgot about that movie, but I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. That cast is stacked. I love that director. I love that director ever since, like, just for Whiplash alone. I think he's fantastic. Um, oh, by Damien Chazelle, I meant. I apologize. It's fine. I think I probably read it wrong too then. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that movie. That movie has a lot of Oscar potential for sure. Um, yeah, I'm just glad to see Tobey Maguire coming back. Like, he was my Spider-Man in my childhood. I just recently watched Pleasantville. I just recently watched Pleasantville, which he was in before Spider-Man, which was kind of crazy. Yeah, I haven't seen too many Tobey Maguire movies, but I like seeing that the guy's coming back into the Hollywood light. In you. Did you watch that theory and film theory channel about King's kill points? I have not. Film theory. I like film theory. I haven't watched him in a little bit, to be honest, but I'll have to check that out as soon as the stream's done. Did you film theory about King's kill points? I'm gonna check that out as soon as the stream is done. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. In you. It's 9:26 a.m. on the 8th of September for me. Oh wow, you're in the future, dude. That's so cool. Do you have Pinocchio yet? How is it? I mean, wow, that's crazy. It's 9:26 a.m. on the 8th, um, on September for you. That's crazy. I'm still on September 7th. Wow, so you're watching like far away, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us. That's so cool. I'm just I'm just chilling in Canada on September 7th. That's crazy. You're watching the past. Lisbeth, I fell asleep watching Loki. I liked Loki. I liked the ideas and concepts that that they brought into that show. My wife was not into it, and I don't blame her. It was pretty out there, wacky stuff like the time variants. I'm still not sure how that works with the rest of the MCU and with like multiverse timelines. What's the difference? How does it all work together? It's really weird, but I enjoyed Loki. I thought it was fun. I thought the first episode was kind of lackluster. It was kind of just like a clip show to catch Loki up to what's been going on with him that we already knew. But I also liked how they used it to kind of like give a character study of Loki. I thought that was cool how they used that. In you, ever watched Now You See Me? Oh, I watched that. I don't think I've seen that since it first came out. I never saw the second one. The first one I thought was okay when I watched it. I don't remember much about it though, to be honest. I'd have to watch it again. Lisbeth, it's 10:58 September 7th for me. Oh wow, it's late. Well, thank you so much for being here tonight with us, Lisbeth. Being here so late. That's awesome. And September 7th it is for me too. Adrian Diaz. And the special thing about it is that it's coming out on Christmas, which means that I'm gonna watch the movie the day it comes out. Okay. The special thing about it is that it comes out on Christmas. What comes out on Christmas? Oh, Babylon. Okay. Yeah, Babylon comes out at Christmas, which means that I'm gonna watch the movie the day it comes out. Christmas Day is busy for me. I go to my in-laws and then I go to my parents' place and it's a whole day thing. So, I'm not going to make it out to the movies to see Babylon on Christmas Day, but I'm definitely going to see it probably that week. I'm looking forward to that movie. In new, I have to wait till tomorrow to watch Pinocchio and I can watch She-Hulk at 2. Wow. That's kind of nice. You can watch She-Hulk at 2 p.m. We have to wait till midnight in my time zone to watch that, and I never stay up for it because I work the next day. It's kind of weird that they release that show at midnight on a weekday. Like I feel like a Friday or something would be more appropriate because then like your fans could stay up till midnight because most of them probably wouldn't work the next day or go to school the next day. I've always found the placing of when they drop the episodes of shows weird, but 2 p.m. man, that's a blessing that you can just watch it late afternoon. That's awesome. Namor. Nova played by Ryan Gosling. Yes or no? Ryan Gosling. Oh, Nova. Nova is a character that I also know very little about, but I know the name. Ryan Gosling. You know what? Like, yeah, yeah, do it. Ryan Gosling's a good actor. I like him. I think he would be good in the MCU. I think he would fit. I don't know about the character of Nova very much to know if he would fit the role, but I would like to see him in the MCU. That'd be cool. Inu, name your favorite holiday and movie you would like to watch on that day. Well, that's really easy for me. Christmas has been my favorite holiday forever. I love Christmas. I love the lights all over the city. I'm in Canada, so it snows. We get lots of snow. Sometimes we get too much snow. Um, that can be a hassle because you gotta like unbury your car in the morning. Um, it's usually freezing cold inside, so you gotta start it up and have it running to get the heat going. Sometimes you get snowed in, so you gotta like dig your car out of the snow, like get the tires out of the snow. So there's annoying stuff about Christmas time for sure with the snow and the roads. Oh my goodness, the roads. But I love the lights. I love the Christmas music. I love the feel, the atmosphere in the air. I love sitting down with a nice cup of hot chocolate, watching Home Alone, watching Elf, watching the Santa Claus, watching How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Arthur Christmas is one that I've started to throw in there. Yeah, like Christmas. You can't go wrong with Christmas for me, man. The Face. Well, welcome, The Face. Thank you for being here. It's nice to see your face. Is there a character in the MCU called Captain Italy? I have no idea. I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like they have like a bunch of characters that they probably just have named after countries. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Captain Italy in the mix. Innu, lucky boy. I've never seen snow. In fact, I live in the equator country, a country called. Oh, I'm not going to get that right. A country called Sri Lanka. I've never even heard of that. Wow, that's so. Wow, you're watching from a while away. That's so cool. Wow, that's so cool about YouTube and live streaming and stuff. That like you're so like far away from me. We in normal day life, we would never have the chance to speak to each other. And the power of the internet makes it possible. So that's really cool. You've never seen snow. You know what? When it snows here, I'll try and keep a mental note. I'll bring some into the studio and I'll show you some snow. It won't be like, experiencing it, but I'll bring it in for you, and I'll keep a snowball in my freezer, keep it nice and cold, and then I'll show it to you. Uh, in you saying Captain Italy with a bunch of laughing faces, so I'm guessing Captain Italy does not exist. Sorry, The Face. Like I guess that's not a thing. All right, guys. I'll give you some a few more minutes to type in some any comments and questions that you want to type in. But while you guys are doing that, while you guys are typing in whatever you want to type in, I want to tell you guys about some updates here. So, one big new update, I believe that. Oh, whoops, I left that on. I believe. One sec. Technical difficulties. There we go. Okay. One update. I believe this is the graphic for it. Yes, you can now email me. I've set up an email for the show, guys. Zach Milne Talks Live at gmail.com. That's ZACHMILNE Talks Live at gmail.com. If you guys throughout the week find news information, you guys come up with a comment or question you think could be a good topic. If you guys want to email me, Zach Milne Talks Live at gmail.com with your suggested topic, with your comment, with your question, you guys can send in emails 24/7, and it might just become a topic on the show. So use the email, Zach Milne Talks Live at gmail.com, and email me at any time. Also, this Saturday, as we mentioned before, D23 is happening. 10 a.m. is going to be the 20th Century Fox, Lucasfilm, and Marvel panels. So I'm going to give myself 2 hours. No, I'm going to give myself 3 hours. So I'm going to be doing a special Zach Milne Talks Live Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we're going to talk about everything that dropped at D23. Gives 2 hours for the panel to end, and another hour for me to kind of collect everything and get some stuff ready for you guys. So 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time this Saturday, September 10th. We're going to be doing a special Zach Milne Talks Live about the D23 announcements. All right, guys, let's see what you guys have written in to end the night on. Oh, Inu says, thanks, man. Oh, no problem. No problem, man. Lisbeth, have you seen the Christmas Chronicles on Netflix? I watched like maybe half of that's the what's his name? Kurt Russell? Is that his name? Yeah, I think was it Kurt Russell? I don't know. I know what one you're talking about. I watched half of it. It wasn't for me. I thought it was too dumb. I don't know. Not dumb, but it was like it was for kids today. It's the movie that kids today will grow up nostalgic for. They'll love it. They'll watch it every year at Christmas. Just like I watch Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh every Christmas. That movie is not good. Based off the TV series though that I love, but Drake and Josh have to make a foster family's Christmas like the best ever or they go to jail. That's not how court works. Are you kidding me? It's a stupid movie, but I watch it every year because it's nostalgic. So that's what the Christmas Chronicles can be for this generation. I'll have Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh for mine. Name more. Which actor for Ghost Rider? Nicolas Cage. He hasn't done it yet, right? I think Nicolas Cage would be cool. No. I don't know. I mean, we brought up Cillian Murphy earlier in the stream. Cillian Murphy might be kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go with him for now. He's played a villain before. Lisbeth, it's not amazing, but not a bad movie to watch on Christmas. Yeah, I didn't get too into it. But I'm glad that you have found some enjoyment in it, Lisbeth. That's awesome. Multiverse Travelers. Well, welcome, Multiverse Travelers. Thank you for joining this dimension and joining us for the show tonight. Are you hyped for Avatar 2? I am hyped. Well, yeah, I am hyped for Avatar 2. But it's funny because I'm not hyped for Avatar 2 in the sense of like, ooh, I can't wait to see where the characters go, or I can't wait to see the story progress. Um, I'm mostly just hyped to see what James Cameron's gonna do, advancing technology, advancing the 3D technology, what he's going to innovate, because that's what James Cameron does the best is he innovates in film. He changes the landscape of film. I'm really looking forward to seeing how he progresses that with Avatar 2. I think it's going to be pretty incredible. That's what I'm mostly hyped for. But the fact that James Cameron's already come out and been like, "Hey, don't complain my movie's too long, you critics. It's 3 hours long. Boo-hoo." I'm a little bit like, 3 hours of Avatar. That's a lot of time on Pandora. I don't know how much fun I'm going to have with it, but I am looking forward to it. Absolutely. Are you guys liking the double camera angle here? It's totally new for me. High up there. It's totally new for me. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of fun to give you guys a better look at the whole room and what's going on and behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It's fun. Changes up the dynamic a little bit. Lisbeth, Elf will always be the best Christmas movie ever. Yeah. I mean, it's not my favorite Christmas. It's definitely one of my favorite Christmas movies. I love it to death. Watch it every year. It totally brings the Christmas cheer. I still think Home Alone's probably my favorite Christmas movie, but I've only found a handful of people in my life that have not liked Elf, and I've never understood those people. And yeah. So so I don't know. I love Elf. And those people that don't like Elf, I don't even think I associate with them much anymore. I don't know what that says about me. I'm just kidding. But anyways, Elizabeth, I love that Spider-Man suit on the side. Yeah, there's actually two Spider-Man suits hanging up here. Um so I ordered fun little story. I ordered one of these because I always wanted a Spider-Man suit that like was skin tight, like not with the built-in muscles that you find at Walmart. I wanted the actual thing. So this is the Far From Home edition. This is what he was wearing. It's his new suit that he makes at the end of Far From Home. And I ordered it off a website, and it was like a month later. It was supposed to come a week later, and it took like a month. And I found out, well, I didn't find out, but I thought that I was scammed. I thought the website was fake. So I ordered the same one off of Amazon. And then the day that the Amazon one arrived, so did the one I ordered off the website. So I got two. And you know what? I'm not even upset about it. My wife's a little bit like, "Why do you need two?" But I'm pretty happy with them. Namor, Hawkeye season 2, 2024 or 2025? I hesitate to say that there is going to be a Hawkeye season 2, to be honest with you. Hawkeye in and of itself already felt kind of like it was posed to be a one and done. Just the fact that it was Christmas time. It was a Christmas setting. It was kind of like a Christmas show. Came out the holiday season. It didn't really feel like it was set up to have a season 2. If anything, I could see them just doing a spin-off like they did with Echo and just do Kate Bishop and just do that for the next show and just continue her story. I don't see Hawkeye getting a season 2, to be honest. Six Berry, do you have Funko Pops? I do have some Funko Pops. Most of them are gifts. I got a couple here. This is my Marty McFly from Back to the Future. I actually really love that one. I got what's her name? What's her name from it's Grant, is it Allie? I think I don't Allie Sadler or something like that. I can't remember. But from Jurassic Park, I got her, and those were both gifts. Like all the Pop Funkos I have are pretty much gifts that I got for Christmas or my birthday. Um, yeah, I'm not. I don't seek them out too much. I like the more and anatomically correct or whatever you call it. Figures that I got here. I like the ones that just look like the actual characters, like were pulled out of the screen. But the Pop Funkos are cute. They got the big heads and stuff, and you can definitely find more figures in Pop Funkos than you can anywhere else. But I like the kind of figures that look like that, even though they're more expensive usually. Elizabeth, is that a Guardians of the Galaxy poster to your left? Yeah, it is. It's I haven't had time to. Well, I've had time. I just haven't gotten around to setting it up. But it's volume 2. I used to have. I mean, if you go to the beginning of my channel, probably the second video in, I think, is when I was like, my plan. Here's what I'm gonna do for my channel. I made a video about it. I used to shoot it in my bedroom that when I lived at home. I had posters galore in my room. My entire walls, the wallpaper were posters. And when I moved out, obviously, and got married and stuff like that, well, it's not my room anymore. So all my posters are kind of in our storage over there in the closet. But I pulled some of them out for the YouTube room, and I want to hang them up. Eventually, I'll get around to hanging some of them up. But I like that one. I like that one. I just haven't gotten around to it. In you, what would be the title of Spider-Man 4? I mean, now that Homecoming trilogy is over, they can't use the home word for the title. That's pretty good. Man, I don't know. I mean, do you do something like, oh man, that would be I'm Spider-Man Fresh Start or something like that? Spider-Man Spider-Man Employment, Spider-Man First Job, Spider-Man The College Years, or Spider-Man Semester 1. Ooh, that's is that bad? I don't know. That sounds okay. Spider-Man 4 Semester 1, and it'd be him starting college or something. I don't know. Namor, who is your Fantastic Four? For casting, man, I'm terrible with pulling names out of a hat for casting. Um, I don't want honestly, like I know I'm one of the only guys, but I don't want John Krasinski to be Reed Richards. I liked him as a one and done in Doctor Strange as a fan, as a a fan theory come to life that they did for the fans. I thought that was cool. I don't really want him to be the lead. Although I did like the idea, the concept of John Krasinski and Emily Blunt teaming up to be Reed Richards and Sue Storm. That would have been cute, but it's not necessary. Um, yeah, I don't. If you wanted to ask you my Fantastic Fours, it's the ones from 2000, 2005 and 2007, or whenever those movies came out. Those are the ones who I know as the Fantastic Four. Bring Chris Evans back. Let's get him back here as Johnny. You know who was a really good Johnny Storm, and it's too bad the movie sucked, but I really liked when Michael B. Jordan was Johnny Storm in Fant Four Stick. He was good. That cast was good. I liked the Fan Four Stick cast. Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan. I can't remember the other two names. That was a good cast. It's too bad that they were in a crappy movie. They could have been a good MCU cast. Namor, I was trying to say who is your Fantastic Four cast. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I wish I did. The Face. How old are you? 20? I'm 23. I still don't have a Funko Pop. I'm 23 too, actually. I'm gonna be I can't believe the words are coming out of my mouth. I'm gonna be 24 in October. October 20th. That's my birthday. October 20th, 1998. I don't know if I should have given you that information, but there you go. That's when I was born. So I'm going to be 24 in October, and it's blowing my mind. It's blowing my mind. But yeah, at the moment I'm 23. Don't go stealing my identity or anything with my birthday. I don't even know if that's how that works. The Face. Wow, nice poster. Oh, thanks, man. I mean, I love when people comment stuff I have and I say, "Oh, thanks." Like I had anything to do with it. I didn't design it. I didn't paint it. All I did was purchase it from a store from people who are way more talented than me who made it. But yeah, thanks, man. I enjoy that one. Malcolm, aka Mr. Awesome. What is your favorite all-time MCU teaser trailer and the MCU teaser poster? Ooh, that's a good question. I loved the Age of Ultron trailer. I mean, the movie did end up having the tone or the seriousness that that the trailer set up. I still like the movie, but that was a great teaser trailer. As far as teaser posters go, I liked the Civil War one where it was Captain America using his shield to deflect Iron Man, and I thought that was really cool. Iron Man was coming at him. I think that was the teaser poster. I thought the Ant Man ones were really creative too. When they took a different character from the Avengers and just put a little tiny Ant Man on their shoulder, I thought that was creative and that was fun. Six Berries, Spider Man Semester 1, good title. Well, thank you. I just pulled that out of my hat, so I'm glad you like it. For real, Semester 1 is a good title. Oh, thank you, Anu. I forgot to read your name. Anu, for real, Semester 1 is a good title. Thank you. I can't believe I just pulled that out of my hat. Inu, I think they might introduce Miles Morales in Spider-Man 4. I feel like it's too soon. I don't know. That's a tricky one because I feel like I would want like I loved the idea of people who are like get Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Andrew Garfield and have him bring in Miles Morales or have Tobey Maguire be the mentor for Miles Morales because they've been around for so long. I feel like Tom Holland's Spider-Man hasn't been around long enough to do the Miles Morales. Um, I don't know. They could do it a different way. Maybe they want to have two Spider-Man. Maybe they want to have Tom Holland as Spider-Man while Miles Morales is Spider-Man, and they can just simultaneously be Spider-Man. But I like the mentoring aspect, and I feel like Tom Holland in his Spider-Man needs to grow. Like he needs like one more trilogy of being adult Spider-Man, and then bring in Miles Morales. That's my opinion. Or bring Miles Morales in like his last movie or something like that. And new. Will there be any Spider-Man announcements at D23? Spidey was in the poster. He was in the poster? That's surprising. It's tricky to say because Spider-Man is not a Disney character. Spider-Man is a Sony character that Sony lends to Marvel Studios to use in their productions. So I don't know if Sony would want the Disney platform to be where they announce their Spider-Man 4. It's an interesting question. I don't think it's out of the question. I think they could still insert Spider-Man 4 in the timeline of Phase 6 somewhere, but because it's a Sony movie, it's kind of a coin flip for me. I'm not sure. They could do it if Sony like let them do it, but I don't know if Sony would let them do it at that platform. I think Sony would want to be the ones to do it. And new. Damn, I thought you were somewhere around 18 to 19. Oh, thank you, man. You know what? That is so much more refreshing than getting, I thought you were 30 or 40. Especially especially when I have the beard. Everyone thinks I'm like 40 years old, and it's like, oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, all right. I gotta moisturize a little bit more, don't I? My wife's always on me about moisturizing my face. She's like, "Do you want to look like you're 30 when you're 25?" Um, all her friends when I met her friends, I had a big beard. They all thought I was like mid 30s. So to hear that you think I look more 18 to 19, that's refreshing, man. Thank you very much. Um, Namor, any Thunderbolts news do you think? Ooh, I forgot to mention that. I think we could get the lineup of who the Thunderbolts are gonna be. I don't know if we're gonna get any footage. I don't know if we're gonna they haven't shot anything, so I don't think we're gonna get anything. Maybe concept art, but maybe some explanation about what the movie is more so gonna be about. But I think they could give the players of who we can expect to see in Thunderbolts. I think that's a possibility. And new. Yes, he was in the poster of D23. I mean, why would they do that? I don't That's interesting. I didn't see him in the poster for D23. I didn't look too closely though, to be honest. So I take that as you will. But I'd be surprised if they put him in the poster. I'd be surprised if they let that announcement happen at D23 just because that's Sony's like golden nugget. And new. I'm 16. I'm turning 17 on October 7th. Well, that's exciting, man. Oh wow, like well, not so much for you, but exactly a month from today. Well, that's very awesome, man. I will keep that in the back of my mind. And if you're in here October 7th, because that would be a Wednesday, wouldn't it? I don't know. I'm not good with math. But if you're in here October 7th, I will keep that in the back of my mind and wish you a happy birthday. That's exciting, man. 17. Wow, you're getting old. All right. And with that, guys, I think that we are good to call it a night. So I want to thank all of you guys once again for joining me live, joining the replay, watching Zach Milne Talks live. This was episode number 23. Let me know down below what you guys thought of the camera angle switch up. Do you guys like having two cameras, getting a little behind the scenes? Do you like having the websites pulled up and being able to share it on my screen? Do you like the new logo? I want to hear all your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Thank you guys who are listening on the podcast. Once again, guys, if you can't watch the show live or you missed the show live, you can always listen to it back on the podcast. Available Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Samsung Podcasts, anywhere that you guys can get podcasts, it's available. I'll finish off the rest of your questions and then we'll call it a night. Neymar, should Sony complete Toby and Andrew's trilogies? I would love it if they did. I would love to see Sam Raimi and Toby team up for Spider-Man 4. I think Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man 3 is much more likely, but I would love it if they did. Six Berry, hyped for Thunderbolts. Yeah, man. I mean, it's supposed to be like Marvel Suicide Squad, so that could be really awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Malcolm, aka Mr. Awesome, thank you. Well, thank you, Malcolm. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us tonight. And new, yeah, man, being old sucks. But the pro is that I can do and watch whatever I want with no rules of my parents. Yeah, man, keep it on the bright side. Keep it on the bright side. That's awesome. And Lisbeth, bye, Zach. Love the new camera angles, logos, and had a lot of fun tonight. See you on Saturday. That's right, guys. the D23 special Zach Milne Talks Live, Saturday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Can't wait to see you guys there. With that, guys, thank you so much for joining once again. I will see you again next week. Same Zach time, same Zach channel.